So one of the questions I've been asked in the group is, should I buy lots of stock before I start thinking about selling? For me, the answer is no. And well, it's really defined lots of stock. You want to buy the right stock that people are going to buy. That's difficult when you first start. Let me explain how I started, and it might help. So when I first started selling online, it was certainly Pokemon cards is my thing. I was creating content around Pokemon on TikTok, and I would cut energy cards into the shape of Pokemon and mount them so that they then stood out. They look really cool, if I'm honest with you. They did actually look alright. And I started putting some stuff about that. I then started cutting the names out in Japanese of the Pokemon, right? So it said in Japanese Charizard or Pikachu or whatever. The reason I'm telling you this is because then I got a few people who were like, oh man, I'd love to start collecting Japanese Pokemon. I could have gone down a different route of just talking about Japanese Pokemon. In hindsight, it's probably easier. So jumping on and sort of creating content where people were then talking about it. This was back at the time when people weren't really selling stuff online. I'd seen a couple of sellers and I was like, I really want to do that, but I need to work out how to get to people that are interested in what I want to sell. So for me, I started creating content around Japanese Pokemon. People were then like, oh, how do you get Japanese cards? Have you ever had them before? Oh my God, that'd be so cool. And then I was like, right, cool. I've got a couple of people that are interested in Japanese cards. I'm going to buy a box of Japanese cards. Back in 2019, I could pick a box up for about 40 quid. So I thought, I'm going to try it at 40 quid and see what happens. I got the box. It came in a few days later. I said, right, I'm going to go live on TikTok because by that time I'd got enough followers to go live. And I went live and said, I don't really know how to do it, but blah, blah, blah. We're gonna sell it. Right, here's one pack. I don't know. Let me grab a pack. Here's one pack. We're going to run it. It obviously wasn't this set, but here's one pack. We're going to run it at £3. Hopefully everybody wants to do it. And I put it as, how did I do it? It wasn't auctions. It was on PayPal at the time. I was like, if anybody wants this, send me £3 PayPal. Ping, cool. Anybody want this? It's £3 PayPal. Ping. All right, that worked. Anybody want this? It's £3 PayPal. Ping, ping, ping. All right, the whole box sold out. Right, let's open the box. And I was open them one by one, and we were learning about the cards, and I was showing the artwork off, and I was like, oh, look at this. This is so different, and this, and this, and this. Whereas now I think it's a lot easier because I don't think you need to build that personal brand on the side of it. If you can, I believe you'll still do better for it, but you don't need to now. You can buy some stuff. The audience is there. People want to buy stuff. Go to cardgalaxy.com or co.uk, whichever one it is, and pick up a Japanese booster box. 40 quid. They're not expensive, 40, 50 quid. I don't know what they are. Have a look. Grab one box, put it on there and go, guys, we are running a show today. It's all about this entire box. I don't know. We've got a Shiny Treasures box or whatever. I can help you work out which ones are better to sell or which ones people are more likely to buy. But let's pretend it's this. We've got a box today. We're going to do a fun box break and I'm looking forward to having you all in there. You can put a thumbnail which shows the box. It could just be a photo of you. Like, I don't know, just whatever it is. Like, it's easy to do. Like, take a screenshot on the internet of this, chuck it on a thumbnail. I can help you with that as well if you need to. So you can do that. Then people will come to your show. So once you've got the box, buy it from England. They're cheap enough to buy from people in the UK. Card Galaxy is who I would recommend, as I work for them full time, or work with them full time in partnership. So I would recommend getting it from there. But basically, do that. Put a thumbnail up. Put the show title as something useful like Shiny Treasures box break or whatever. I wouldn't necessarily do Shiny Treasures, but whatever box break it is. And start small. You do that. It goes well. You sell out. People love it. You open the packs. They think they're amazing. Wicked. You educate them a bit about the Pokemon, the knowledge that you have. And you go again. You go, right, cool, okay, I'm going to get another box next time. So I've bought it. Let's silly maths, right? Let's just pretend it's whatever maths. Bought it for 40, sell it for 60. You want to make some profit, right? Or you buy it for 30, sell it for 50. Whatever the profit margin you want to make on it. Enough so that you can buy another half of the box again or whatever the profit margin you want. Maybe you buy 3, and every 3 you get a free box, and that then builds up the stock. And over time, you will build your stock. I see a lot of people have, we're going live with this, and we've got 10 of the same thing. I've personally always gone with variety. I would, as I've scaled, would rather have, if I could afford 15 boxes, I would personally prefer to have 15 different boxes. But most people don't. Most people seem to have 15 of the same thing and just go all in on that. I prefer to mix it up, but again, work that out. And build it up. You'll hear in the chat, like when I'm live, I'm like, oh, does anybody need, what Pokemon cards do you want? I'm not thinking about, I'm going to find you a Pikachu if you ask for a Pikachu. I'm feeding that back to Card Galaxy. People are asking for Pikachu. People are asking for Lugia. People are asking for Slowpoke. So when they go out doing their shopping side of things, for me, now I obviously work with a company. They buy all the cards, I sell it now. So with the partnership is they buy, I sell. We've gone a long way. But I started at 1 box of Japanese at 40 odd quid and scaled it from there. So, yeah. Finding out what people want. The good thing is having something like Whatnot or TikTok, people are on there for the specific stuff you have. There are algorithm things that you need to be aware of, but we can talk about them in a different video. So hopefully that helps on that side of it to get you started, because it's a scary world, but getting started is where you need to go. Would I recommend you getting loads and loads of stock? No. But you can scale quicker if you do get loads. So it's as long as you sell it and you're not, depends what money your monetary situation is as well. If you've got tons of cash and you're not too fussed about the profit and you just want loads of different variety, it depends. Everyone's different, right? And we can book one-on-one calls at some point. But yeah, I think that's a good enough start to get you going. If anybody else has any questions, there'll be a comment down below where you can ask more questions. So yeah, see you in a bit.